Then it is Eclipse. Eclipse is already running. I want to use study materials, then that one. So we were discussing about get rectangle, get rect. So then came into the picture point and dimension. So first I discuss about the point, then I will discuss about the dimension. And point and dimension is like for two things. One is for window and one is for web element. Okay. So for point, you can set the position and like get the position of any window. And a dimension also, you can get the dimension and set the dimension of any window. But if you're talking about any web element, okay, so you can get the point, but you cannot set the point of any web element. Means you can read the point, but you cannot set the point of any web element. And for web element size also, means if you have a dimension, so you can read the dimension like what is the width and what is the height, but you cannot set the height and width. But for window, you can do both, means dimension also and location also. You can read and update. So I will show you, but yesterday I was just showing you the same thing. For window, we did some operations you can see here. So this was the get location of window and we did like get position. So location or position is the same thing for window. And we have done the setting of that as well. You can see here. Get position we did, and we did the set position. So set position also we did yesterday, and we have again after maximizing when we run the get position, it gave me the exact position of the window. That yesterday we have already seen that. Now for the window only, I will give you the idea of the dimension. Okay. So let me go to location of web element. We will discuss later. Get location of windows we already discussed, and then we will discuss the get dimension of Control C and V. Let it like that. I will update it here. Get dimension. Okay. So just mouse over, rename the file, it's done. So let me close other things. We don't need the other things. You can see here, we already have these things here. So I don't need it here as of now. So I'm removing here. Facebook I'm opening. This part I'm opening. But here I will not take position. Here it will change. So what is the change? Suppose that I'm opening a window. So this is called a dimension. So some like length and width will be there. Okay. So I will take the initial, then I will set some dimension. You will see here. And then I will again maximize and then again I will try to get the dimension. You check everything or it is working. So instead of get position, just mouse over here or after get, and I'm changing it to dimension. You see here. You can see here get dimension is get size here. So one was get position, which is type of point class, and one is like a get size. So get size is of dimension. So for getting the dimension, we have the method name get size over here. So I'm using the method get size. So it will give you the size of the initial window open. So let me show you that part first. Comment it out. One by one, I will show you. So when we talk about get size, so it will give you two things. Just mouse over, you will see it's getting like dimension. So dimension is what? Means height and width, two things it will give you. But if you want to get only height, if you want to get only width, so that is also possible. So let me right click and run it. Java application. So I have not maximized it initially. So this is the size something and it is saying then 1051 into 806. So if you know like about window size, if I right click and go to like my display settings, you see here what is the size I'm having here over. So 1920 by 1080. So one is like width and one is height. So this is height and this is width. So in the same fashion, it will print here. You see here. First it printed the height, then it printed the width of the window. So this is the initial one. Okay. Now I'm going to get the height and width one by one. This is both it is giving me, right? It is when I'm running this program, it is giving me both in a single output. So I don't need the dimension. I just need height and width. So if you want that way, so what you can do, just copy this and paste it 2 times. So 2 times why I printed like this. So based on gate size, I can get height and get width. So after gate size, just put a dot because this is something dimension. So I just put a dot after this and you can see here we have a get height method. Get height method it is there. Okay. So first I will take get width. And then after that I will put here dot and I will get height. So now we have this is dimension and this is something integer type. So it will just give you the width and it will just give you the height. And let me run this and see here that you can use it in this way. So instead of dimension, you are just getting actual height and actual width of that. So you can see first it equally gives everything in a single go. And after that, it just printed the width and just printed the height. So this is the width and this is the height of the window. Now you can set the width and height as well. So let me do that part. Just commented it out and I will take this, copy and paste. So this is get size. Now I want to set size. Just after the dot, you just put a mouse control and a spacebar and you will see the set size should be there. You see set size is there. So when you click on set size, it will ask you that pass me the dimension, that what you need to pass. So for passing the dimension, what you have to do, you have to write like this: new anonymous object of Java we are creating, new dimension. And then in the bracket, you pass one is height and one is width. So I will just reduce the size here. Like I will take as 500 and here I will pass like 400. So it is asking to import the dimension. When you will mouse over, it will give you 2 things. So you should go with the Selenium one. So you see here, in this way, you can pass the set size. Like earlier, you remember yesterday we were just when setting the dimension position, we passed the point class things. So where it is that? Get the location of window. You see how we pass the new point and then we passed in the bracket with a comma that what X and what Y I want to consider. So same like that, new dimension and what height and what width and what height. It's a width and height. So just remember that which width you want and which height you want. So I set that and after that, after 5 seconds, it will just close it. So let me show you that part, run it. So after 5 seconds, it will reduce the size of window. You see here, it reduces the size of the window, right? So set position is something like it will reduce the size. So after reducing the size, again, I want to print the new size. So this code again, it will be copied and pasted and it will show you the new size. So now this part will be done. Let me put a separator so that you can understand it, that what is going. So first it will initial size it will print, then the set size it will print, and then after that I will do a maximize and then I will print the original size. So let me remove this part, not needed. Yeah, this part is needed. After 5 seconds, it will maximize and then I will print the original size. So original size again, I will paste the same code, If I have maximized, just need to print the actual size. This is not needed. So my code is ready. You can see what I'm going to do. First, I will open the facebook.com and I will print the initial size. So initial size will be not in maximize mode. So whatever the value it is coming, then I set some position. You see here by a set size method, I set some dimension. After setting the dimension, I print that, check whether what is the height and width you are getting. And after 5 seconds, I'm just maximizing it here. You can see here, I'm maximizing it here, line number 43. And then again, I'm printing the new size that after maximize, what is the size it is capturing. So let's run this. And this is just title and URL I'm printing. And then I'm quitting the program. That should be okay. Right click. Run as Java application. So initial size it is like that. Then it will set the position after 5 seconds, and then it will after 5 seconds it will maximize, and after 5 seconds it will close. So you can see here now actually it is printing like that. So final size is this. In window run in this size 1552 by 842. So this is the actual size it is running. So this is something about dimension. So now you are aware about how to set the window size, how to get the window size, how to get the location of any window, how to set the position of any window. So you can do in that way. You can do it programmatically, and it's your thought how you want to do. Just as a pointer that you can think in that direction if you want to play with the location and the size of the window. So now we are done with the Windows thing. Now we will move to the web element, that how to capture the size and dimension, point and the location or like dimension of the any web element. So it was dealing with the web element, I believe. Correct. So you see here, this question was something like which I discussed yesterday. So I created like the facebook.com and then I choose one web element called email, and then I got the location of that element. So we have the location, and then I will copy this same thing, copy paste, and then I will get the dimension of that web element. Get dimension of web element. So this is my program, get dimension of web element, and other things I will just close it off. So right click and close others. Okay. And then I'm coming here. Up to here it is okay, but these things I don't need. So one is this thing I don't need, and one is this thing I don't need. I don't need this. So I will just comment it out. And I will just comment it out. And these things were never needed, so I will just remove this. Now, if I open this facebook.com page, copy, come here. So you can see here, there is a box, and box has a height and width. So if you right click and inspector, you will get the box height and width. Just mouse over here, you can see here 364 into 52. If you mouse over here, it is coming 364 into 48. So every web element is having some size. So you can try with one or two web elements, then you will understand that how to use it. So I'm just going to show in the same fashion. We are like having one web element as a email element. So this is email element. This is the password one. So password element is this one. Okay. Now we'll take one more element, that is Facebook logo. Inspect. So this is something like logo of the Facebook. I want to get the dimension of this one. So how to write the locator for that? Just mouse over here and right click. Just copy and go to the copy XPath. You come here and capture one more web element. So let's take it first. This can be the first element. So you can see here it wrote like this, but I don't want in, so I have to modify it as per my need. I'm going Control F. So tag is img. So double slash. You know how to write img. First put your tag name. Right click, inspect element, and then attribute. What are the attributes given? One is alt Facebook. I can try that one. So big bracket start and big bracket close. That is one mandatory thing. Then attribute name should be start with the @ and alt equal to, in the single quotes, it should be Facebook. I'm copying this, writing like this. So you can see here it is coming as 1 of 1. So if this is coming 1 of 1, so your work is done. Means you have written the correct XPath. So let me take this copy. So I don't want in this way because this is something complex one. Sometimes it will not come as a correct one. So just ignore that and try to write your own XPath. So now I have the correct XPath. I don't need this one. Now I will take as a Facebook logo. This is the name of. So I will take this driver dot find element and by dot XPath. And what I'm taking the XPath. XPath is called the XML path. So based on HTML structure, it is try to identify the web element. And then it is saying that pass the locator of what basis you want to find. So double quotes and you paste it there inside the double quotes. So this is the something element, but you have to store it in some local element. So I will give the name Facebook logo. Okay, and then the type of web element. So create a local variable. So it is saying that web element. Mouse over web element. So that's why it is coming as a web element. Okay. So this variable is storing this, but the type of variable is a web element. How come? Because the return type of find element is a web element. Now, if you have a web element and you want to get the location, sorry, not location, you want to play with the dimension. Location thing yesterday we have already seen. For any web element, you can use this one for getting location. Now today I want to get the dimension. So for dimension thing, I will copy 3 lines of codes. But here it is not a window, right? So if it is not a window, then what it is this? This is a web element. So just replace this with the web element. You can see here, every web element has a method called getSize. So it will give you the size of that. So same thing you do here as well. Rest of the codes will be same. You see here. And now it is very easy for you to understand. Earlier it was driver.window. Now it is a web element. So web element dot get size, web element dot get size dot get width, web element dot get size that get height. So in this way you can play around. So you copy the same code over here. Don't need this. I just commented it out, should be okay. And the name here is email element. Here also, I will just copy the same line of code and I will paste it. And the name of the variable is password element. So I just replace it with the password element. So for password, it will give you the dimension and the width and the height. Rest of the things I have already commented it out. So no problem, I can run this program. So now let me run this. Before running, I will do one thing. I will put a separator. And here you cannot set. Here only you can have a getter method which can read the size. If you go there, you check for any web element, do we have any set method or not? So you can see here, we don't have any set method. Get we have, but we don't have set method. So web element doesn't provide any set method, but window provides you set method. It means you can change the size of the window. But for web element, you can just read the size. You cannot change the size. So just remember this. Now, if I'm running this, run as a Java application, and you see what is the output I'm getting. It just maximize and I got everything. I will put in here some 5 seconds. Right click. So we have a 3 web elements, and for 3 web elements, I'm going to control this. Now run this. First, it will print for like Facebook logo, then user ID, and then password field. So after 5 seconds, it will close, and you can see this is for Facebook logo. Okay, the width and the height. Then it is coming for user ID field.
Yeah.
Then it is coming for the password field. So 3 examples we have taken. Yeah, you want to ask anything?
No.
You can see here. So this way we have got the location and dimension. So location also we have seen yesterday. And again, if you want to see everything, that location and dimension. So I will just turn on this code. You can check. This will give you the location as well. And for Facebook also, I will print the location so that you can understand it. So location of the Facebook. This is the Facebook logo here. Logo. So first it will print this part. Then it will print a dash over here. Then it will identify the email field. Then it will print the email height, then location of the email field. Then it will identify the password field. Then it will print the height, the width, and the location of the password. So you have to just see that which method is compatible, because in the interview, if someone is asking how you will get the location and like dimension, so you can tell that which class is coming to the picture, which method is coming to the picture. So that thing you have to just tell in the interview. Rest of the codings are like very easy to understand. You see, very simple. Just you have written one line, then rest of the line is just copy and paste and change it. So you can see the whole program is like just 2 or 3 lines. I just wrote 2 or 3 lines carefully, and after that it's just a copy paste. Okay. Same method is you just have to update the locator like web element name. The first 3 elements I'm taking, for example, one is Facebook logo, one is email element, and this is a name you have to select like what you want to. It's custom name. This is the password element. So on the basis of that, I just created web elements and I printed the dimension and location. So 2 things I printed for web element. Yeah, for web element, you cannot change it in the normal condition, but you can get the location and position. Location and dimension. So let me run it. And basically 2 classes are involved. One is dimension class and one is point class. So dimension class is for like height and width, and point class is for X and Y coordinate. It's just simple mathematics. You can understand easily. You can see here I'm opening the facebook.com and it will just try to identify all the web element and it will try to print here. So I will just show you this output. So first it was like Facebook logo. It captured the dimension, then it captured the position as well. Then the second was user ID field. So it's captured the dimension, then it captured the position. Third was password field. So it's captured the dimension and then it captured the position as well. So you see how it worked. So simple, like we already had this. Now, if you understand this, then you can understand that what is a get rect. Look, so location we have already understand. Get size we have already understand. Now it is talking about get rect. So basically get rect is what? Get rect is the combination of everything. So first I will go on the window part, then I will show you the web element part. So let me go on the window part. Get location of the window. I can show you here. You can see this is the last statement. And after that, I will just print the get rect. I think it's not for window. You can see a get position and get size only I have. For window, it is not there. I think it's for web element. So let's go and check for web element. So let me close this part. Window is not there. And so I will check like web element. So this is something last example of mine. So I will take this for the same thing. So after this, I want to print the get rect. So how you will get here? I will just take this one. Instead of get size, just use after get, remove everything. Just put a control space bar. You can see here get rect. So when you click here, so just mouse over here, it's a rectangle cell. So when you talk about rectangle type, so it means it will give you coordinates and height and width. If you put a dot, you see here, 4 things you will get X, get Y, get height and get width. So 4 things you can directly get. So first let me show you that get rect. Then I will show you how to use get X and get Y. Let me run this. I will show you for one element, then you will understand it for everything. So let me comment it out. Get rect will print 4 things. Just remember that. So by default, it is not printing here. Means I cannot use it directly, right? Get rect, because it is coming as a rectangular array. So either I have to get height, get width, like those kind of things I can print. So just mouse over and dot. Then I'm getting like get height or get width. So first I will print get width. Then I will copy and paste 4 times. 2, 3, 4. So get width is already done. Then I will just put a mouse, so control space bar, and then I will take get height. Then get X. Then this is get Y. So 4 things I want to print, I can directly go and print. So earlier I was using get point and get dimension kind of thing, but here you can directly use it. And this is not available for window. It is not showing that available for window. You can see here output. So 4 things we were getting here, and 4 things also we are getting here. You can map these numbers, it's correct or not. So it's a correct 300, 106, and then 241 and 176. So 4 things it is getting printed using rectangle get rect method. So that is something about get rect method. So it's a combination of location and dimension. So for location, we have a get location method, and for dimension, we have a get size method. And if you also want to use, so we have get rect. So get rect return type is a rectangle, get location return type is a point, and get size return type is a dimension. So 3 class additional you learned just now how to use these things in the context of Selenium. Now we have a method called get tag name. So what is that? So let me show you that part. Get tag names. So what I'm going to do, get tag names. I will open this file and I will close others. So tag. And I have to update couple of things. So let me update from the top. Copy. Up to here it is updated. And this is something I told you that it is a global weight. Already told you that if you are changing page, then it is needed. So suppose that in a Facebook page, if you open, okay, you go, it's already open here, so should be okay. I right click and inspect. And if I want that how many web elements are there, so what you have to do, you have to use a shortcut. Just go Control F, and it will give you the search here, and you just put a double slash and a star. So it means it will count all the web elements. Okay, it will count all the web elements, and based on the web elements, you can print that how many tags are there and what tags it is there. So what you can do here, you can come here and you can update here. But here you have to use a different method. Instead of find element, you will have to use find elements. So you remember find element, return type is a web element. You see here web element, but I'm using here find elements. So when I'm using find elements, so it will take you to the Java concept like list part. Okay. So it is saying that list of web element it will return because it will return a list. And basis on what? So I'm telling that basis on this one. So it will give you all the web elements. Okay. So one by one, you can just see here. Once you have got all the web element and like how I have written and then how I have identified, I will tell you this part. So I just wrote all element list like this. Consider that I just give the name like this. So I just put a mouse over and create a local variable. It will give you like that. So you know this is a collection thing. Collection thing is a kind of group of bunch of things. So I copy this. The first thing that I want to know that how many web elements are there. So let me comment this part because that of as of now not needed. I'm just showing the demo up to here that how many web elements are there. If you want to print the count, you can use this list.size method. So in the collections, if you remember about list, you try to recall, there was a size method which was just giving you the count that how many elements are there. So I'm getting the elements list that how many elements are there. And manually we counted how much it was coming, 227. So let's check whether it is coming same in the automation or dynamically something is changing. That should be okay. If 1, 2, 3, 4, so up down is okay. Some pages are dynamic, so it will keep on changing every time. You can see here it is saying that total count is 227. So manually and automation, it's the same count. So page is not that much dynamic, but should be okay. So now we have printed the size, but I want to print that what tags it is present because I am showing you the demo of tags name. So how to use that part? So let me remove this part. I don't need this. I don't need this, but these things I need. I'm using advanced for loop in which says that put the collection name over here right side, create a local variable here before colon and the type of web element, like type of value it is holding. So it is a web element. So one by one, this element will interact with everyone. So it will give you that one first time first element, second time second element, third time third element. So this loop will work for each and every. It means 255 to 227 times it will work. But what I need to print, so there is a method called get tag name. Get tag name. So what it will do, it will read all the web elements and it will print the tag. Like first it will start with the web element talking to div, something like that. It will keep on printing. Scraped, everything will be printed. So you can just see and then how it is working. So total 227 times it will print all the web element tag name. Sometime it will like see here, right click inspect. It will be input as well. Sometime it is button. It is a. Sometime it will be button. You can see button. So this is a button tag. So if you want to print all the tags, you can use get a tag name. So it will print tags one by one. Starting from here, you can see that it is printing. HTML is there, head is there, meta is there, script is there, style is there, link is there, title is there, meta is there. So many tags. So it means all the tag name it is printing. Div, imgh2. So many tags it is. Can see here. So like that, I printed each and every tag name. Okay. And consider that you want to just count that how many divs are there. So you can put here div. You can see all the divs were printed, right? 32 divs were there. If you want to print like how many input were there. Just remember, if you put any wrong, it will not throw any exception. It will just show that 0, size is 0. So total input were 6. Like this. You can print it's okay. That's why I put a star. A star means everything. I don't want any specific. I want to go everything. So you can put a star. So this is something about get tag name. I hope it is clear. Now I will talk about that get text. So what is a get text? In some web element you see here having text over here. Right click, inspect. You will see it is having some text inside. That right click, inspect. It is having some text inside. So couple of web elements having text, couple of web elements won't have text. So what I will try to do, I will just try to print the text name. So this is tag name and similar like text name we have. I will copy this. Copy, paste. Get text demo. It will be always similar. I will just put the same thing and one by one I will try to iterate and instead of tag name I will print a get text. Okay, so some elements won't be having, some elements having, so should be okay. I will just try to print everything first time and I will check that how many web elements is a blank one. So I will find a blank one, like I will just put some kind of dot. So it will tell me that which one is the blank. I will identify. Or I can do in this way. I will print both tag name and text name. In this way, I can come to know that which tag is like having blank one as well. Right click. This I don't need, so let me remove this. Right click, run as Java application. This is the image, so it won't be having a text, right? Like those kind of things. So it will be some things will be blank as well. So you can see here, if I maximize it, then you will understand. couple of things having blank text. Right side uses focus. So this is a blank one. So I is a, but it is a blank. So this is something called blank, blank, blank. So what I will do, if it is blank, I will not print. So I will put a condition, if condition, and then on the basis of that, I will not print. So before printing, I will put a condition. If is empty and I put a not, it should not be empty. And I will put this code under this condition. So I'm saying that if the element text is empty, not, it means not empty, then print this. Now it will print the tag and the text for the element, which is a valid one. It must not a blank one. So based on if condition, you can control the printing output. So let me run again and you check this output, how it has come. You see here, right side, nothing is coming as a blank. So everything is controlled output, right? And one example I will just show you for demo. Suppose that someone asks you that get the text of this web element, right? Earlier I printed everything, just you have to right click inspect and you already have the locator for that and then you can just print it. Okay. It's H21. I will just put Control F and I will see how many H2 is there. So only one. Okay. So only one is there, then don't need to put any condition. The based on that only you can find it. You see a one of one. You come here. Driver dot find element, not find elements, it's find element. By dot xpath and the double quotes to put that xpath. Okay. This is the header text. And header is what? Facebook header. I just put a name, simple name. And just mouse over and create a local variable. So its local variable is created. You can see here it's created. Now what I have to do, I have to print the text of that. So just use the shout statement. CISO. So this is my header text. Dot get text. So this is the method name, which will give you the text. Just put a separator. Only for single web element, if someone is asking, so you can do like that. If someone is asking that no, every element you want the text. So you can print like this. So let me run this. You can see here. Facebook helps you to connect. So this is the output I'm getting here. And that was the expected output. I was expecting this one. So this is something about get text method. it will give you the text of any web element. Now we have another method called is displayed. So it is something about any web element is displayed on the page or not. You can check, and this is enabled, means any web element is enabled to click or write or not, that you can check. So this enabled thing you can check for any button or text box, and displayed you can check for any web element. So let's take one example and I will show you the same thing. Example of is displayed. So is enabled is there, each selected is there, and each displayed is not there. So let me create one example over here. Copy, paste, is displayed. So upper parts I have to update, but these things are like old code. I just need to update upper parts. Copy and paste. So this is the first flight. First, let me explain it manually. That what I'm going to do here. Copying here and going here, that page. If I'm coming here, then I'm trying to find one web element. The web element name is track button. So you can do here, track button is here. This button I am trying to find whether it is displayed or not. So you see here, I have written the locator of that. So right click and inspect. And I'm going there, Control F. When do Control F, this box will be appear. Click any element, then do Control F. And then paste it here. So you can see here, this button is highlighted. So I'm saying that input at the rate value. So you can see at the rate value is equal to track. So based on that, it is able to find one of one web element. So my target is one of one. So that is coming. Now I will check whether this button is displayed or not. So you see here, when I'm launching the page, this get driver.get will like wait for next line to execute, means it will not allow. And once the page is fully loaded, then this script will start executing. Otherwise, what will happen when it start loading, the page is still loading and the element is not displayed, and then it will try to find. So once it is there, so I'm trying to find two things. One is displayed and one is enabled. You can see here. So is displayed and is enabled. So enabled means like if you go there, you can see here it is coming as a highlighted one. So I can click as of now. So if it is enabled, I'm able to click. Otherwise, it will not allow to click. So two things I'm able to check based on this track button is displayed and track button is enabled. So it will give you Boolean value, either true or false. If it is not displayed, it will show you not displayed. It will false. And if it is not enabled, it will show you not enabled means false. So if it is enabled, then it will give you a true. So in this case, I'm going to get true and true, both of the cases, right? So let me run this and I will show you the demo. Java application. You can see here in the both of the cases it printed true and true. So it means both of the conditions were true. Is displayed also true, is enabled also true. So selected is there, means like there is a third option which is called is selected. So is selected is normally for checkbox and radio button. So sometimes in the web page we have seen some kind of dot rounded button. When you will select one, other will be unselected. So that kind of thing. So deselected kind of model, and sometimes select checkbox. Once you click, it will checked. Once you click, it will be unchecked. So that you can identify by is selected method. So we have already seen the demo of is displayed and is enabled. But next class we will see the further like is selected. So it's a like big topic, and I will take it in the new class. So is selected because I have to show you demo of like new kind of web element, that is checkbox and a radio button. So that's all for today. And if you have any doubt, you can discuss with me.
नो राजीव, जब आप ऐसे मतलब पढ़ाते हो ना तो ऐसे समझ तो आ रहा होता है, मैं फिर रिपीट भी करती हूँ वीडियोस, बट मुझे ना ऐसे मेथड खुद से नहीं आ रहे हैं लिखने कि मतलब
वो
मेरा ऐसे
वो लिस्ट है ना, वो लिस्ट को देख देख के और प्रोग्राम जो है ना चलाकर दो
हाँ हाँ
कंप्यूटर्स, लाइक यू हैव टू कंप्यूटर्स, वन कंप्यूटर यू just play the video and pause and try to
हाँ
code in different video, different what you call computer. Then it
हाँ
should be like similar. It will be in the same kind of screen. Then you
हाँ
can be like able to grab it easily. Or you can have like two screens in the same computer.
हाँ
So
हाँ
just pause and try to write. Just pause and try to write.
हाँ,
I
वही
can
मैं,
I can teach in 1 hour, right? But it will
हाँ
take you learn 2 or 3 hours to practice.
या हाँ, वो ऐसे देख देख के तो मैं कर पाती हूँ, लेकिन खुद से अगर मैं सोचूं ना ऐसे करूंगी तो वो मुझे भी ऐसे लर्न नहीं हो रहा है कुछ भी।
It's okay. No